again. I'm very pleased to be here with you in the afternoon, although online. It has been very nice to be there, but unfortunately, other engagement didn't allow me to be here in presence. Let me share my screen. Can you see my presentation? Yes? So just to introduce myself, as you know, I am professor in agricultural economics in Pisa University. And it's a little bit strange that an agricultural economist is working on social farming, but in fact, we started working on rural areas and social innovation in rural areas since 1999, and pioneering also in the social farming topic. We introduced the topic in 2002. I was also coordinating the Youth So Far project in 2005-2009, supported by the sixth European framework for research. And I'm also active in supporting the institution at national level, regional level on the topic of social farming, both in Tuscany as well as at the national level. At the moment, I'm also member of the Regional Observatory on Social Farming in Tuscany and working on monitoring and evaluation of projects of social farming. So just to give you a brief idea from what kind of background I in my outline, I will try to share the why, the what, and how social farming in Italy with a specific aspect on social sustainability, both in rural areas and outside, on social farming and civicness today, the challenges that social rural areas are experiencing, and also trying to look a little bit forward, also in a European context. So first of all, the why. Let me bring away this part. Okay. For sure, most of you know this figure from Kate Haworth, looking to the donuts. The Haworth was depicting, designing our space of life as the space of the donuts. Outside, we have the climate and environmental challenges, and inside we have the rights, the human rights. So according with there, the space for our life is going to be reduced and reduced time by time, and we should find solution in order to try to enlarge the space for our everyday life. This is one of the main challenges that we are experiencing as a society, how to face the transition in context. On the other side, we are also experiencing, especially in the topic we are touching, public funding scarcity, at least in Italy. And this affects a lot rural areas and the services that are present in rural areas. So from this point of view, business as usual doesn't fit anymore, and community should manage to find new alliances and innovative solutions in order to try to find escaping paths. At this point of view, new resources can be mobilized. We started to reflect on social farming just in this perspective, trying to see and define what kind of resources could be mobilized in rural areas in order to improve social services. So the topic of social farming started in this way in Tuscany. Um, so the idea that we are trying to focus is to move from the classical state market approach in the organization of our society to a more community-based welfare. So there is a lot of debate about vibrant rural areas in many European documents also. And also the Article 1 of the Core Declaration 2016 looked to the idea of prosperity in the local system, not only rural areas, and also of the role of agriculture in order to increase prosperity. Prosperity means not just economic development, but good relationship in the communities as well as good access to natural resources. So, food, environment, relational goods are part of the Article 1 of the Declaration. The other aspect that we already focused since the beginning, that normally when we think about services in rural areas, but not only, we say that first of all the economy and then the services, uh, according with the state market. Today's this is not anymore possible. In many cases, without social services, there is no generational renewal, especially in rural areas, and neither economy and other management in countries. This is more and more evident today. So these are the why we started to talk about social farming, how to mobilize resources from agriculture, and working with action research involving the local stakeholder, public and private, in order to try to find new solutions. So the what social farming means, according with the Italian organization, this is a photo from a participant in the social farming project, a lady of 40 years that for the first time was recognized as a person in the vineyard, and she chose two photos exactly equal one to the other because she was recognized for the first time again. Social farming in Italy is part of the debate of the welfare, and the welfare model in Italy is the so-called Mediterranean. What is it is fun or nice to read according to the European situation is that always the same resources, plant, animals, people, rural environment, are differently filtered by the welfare system that is in place. So when we were looking at the European scale with the SOFAR project, this was emerging quite clearly. The same resources are differently organized according to the welfare system. And this is something that we should consider because the different situations are always conditioned by the way. So in Italy, the welfare system is based on the Mediterranean one, in which there is a mix between state intervention, the private intervention, the third sector intervention, and the family support. With the social farming idea, we are introducing a fifth actor that are the farms, the real farms in the provision of services. So these are the unexpected resources that can be mobilized towards social innovation processes. And in Italy was mainly a bottom-up approach in order to facilitate the mobilization on farm resources. The Italian law that was approved in 2015 have many points, but I underline these 4 points. The social farms are real farms, according with the city code and Italian legislation. So farm differently organized from a juridical point of view. Social cooperative can be a social farm, but those that have about 30% or more than 30% of income coming from agriculture. So this means that the processes, agricultural processes, should be real, active, in order to be recognized as a social farm. The law allow many different activities, from social inclusion to therapeutic activities, the civic services for the communities, for young, for children, for families, for elders, social inclusion, job inclusion, and animal assistance activities. The law keep maintain the responsibility into the public actors, so the public institution, um, or the providers that are directly recognized by them, like the sector, while farmers work in collaboration with them and other actors in the area, also voluntary association and so on. So networking is key in the case of social farming in Italy. And the law doesn't forecast extra funds for the social fund. So these are need to be reorganized according with the existing resources at local level by using the existing laws in social health and rural sector. What the law introduce is the attention on products coming from social farm in public procurement, in the space in the markets, and also in accessing the public land. So the social farmers could access the public land more easily than others. Just to give you short images of the different situation, I kept four cases if you want. One is the Fattoria Lo Spaventapasseri. This is a family farm in the mountain that run services for families and children. Um, so they are providing services that were lacking in the mountain in the province of Lucca. These are supported by the municipality as well as by the family directly. So there is a co-founding between the families that bring the services and the municipalities that recognize this kind of service. The other one is Podere ai Biaggi, is ecotherapeutic farm that works in social inclusion. It's a very peculiar project because the farm is run by two elder people. You can see here in the photo the owners, um, and without any turnover in the farm, the sons started to organize this kind of farm in which people from the public services, people with disability, accompanied by the tutors of the public services, can enter and run the agricultural activity. And this make alive also the elders farm in the other case is Calafata Farm. This is a social cooperative farm, totally rooted in agriculture in terms of business. They started 12 years ago, more or less, as a small group of young people, mainly coming from a charity group in the city of Lucca. Nowadays, they run a business of about 1.2 million euro. They produce mainly wine, organic wine, biodynamic, and they produce services for the agricultural area in Lucca. So now they run about 135 hectares of vineyards, introducing skilled workers, mainly coming from the local health services. So they can be from the addition services, refugee, immigrants, and so on. They uh, include socially them. They train in the agricultural activities, and then they produce work. So 100 people are paid by the way of this system. And another aspect quite relevant is that in the area, because to find work in agriculture is becoming every time more difficult, they are offering clean and transparent work to the farmer, avoiding any shadow. The other project is the project that we run in the farm of the university is called Orti. We run part of the farm. We have a huge farm, but part of it is devoted to horticulture. And it's a kind of partnership between the university, agriculture that run horticulture, and two social cooperatives. So there is a kind of sharing activity among us in accompanying, tutoring, organizing the processes in agriculture, selling the products, and so on. So just to give a brief idea of different situation that we can meet in the Italian context. Of course, not only individual projects, but more and more local networks. So this is the case in Turin. We were working in the Turin area with a farm association, and in 3 years we built a network of about 40 farms, 15 social cooperatives, including local municipalities, local action groups, reshaping the markets. 3 million euro of food produced in the network, and about 37 job positions created in 3 years, just by mobilizing existing resources in the area and trying to reorganize them in new ways. So when you look to the job inclusion, according with the Italian situation, to produce with the European Social Fund one position, it costs about 250,000 euros. So when you consider 37 job positions created without extra fund, it means 7 million saved from public funds. And in time of scarcity, this is, I think, a good result. Again, it was a community alliance. There was a brokerage among local actors and resource mobilization. We founded a kind of brand, Cibo Civile brand, by considering that in 1 kilo of vegetable, there are 7 minutes of inclusive work. Normally, the cost of 7 minutes for the public funds can be considered as a little bit less than €1. So when consumers buy 1 kilo, they offer 7 minutes of inclusive work for people, from more fragile people, offer fair and environmental fair products to consumers. They are organic. There is added value for the project. And so this is something that we can consider win-win solution between private, public, and also the organization of new solutions for fragile people. So some principles that are emerging in social farming. Of course, it's a kind of new mix of welfare in which local welfare support still are relevant, of course. Farm economic sustainability is important, also taking into consideration the scope economy. So by trying to take advantage from the existing already sustainable agricultural processes and structures, and to provide new opportunities for people that are welcome in the farms. There can be, of course, private support. Also, we are working with private actors that are willing to invest in this area. And it's a kind of economy of regards, of civic economy, that matters also with local consumers that have to increase responsibility in their choice, especially on food, of course, in this case. So this kind of new mix is going to be rearranged. In Italy, according with the census, there are about a little bit less than 1,000 farms formally registered. I think that in the shadow there are much more than has been formally estimated. Tuscany is one of the regions that are the highest share, and Lombardia after Tuscany, but mainly the north cover 46% of the registered realities. And but there is a good share also in the south and in the center of Italy. What is clear is that this farm are more young than the other. The normal farm, it's a small percentage, less than 1% of the Italian farms, of course. They are younger, more digitalized, more eco-friendly, more diversified in agriculture, many times direct selling, didactical activities as well, and are more closer to the consumers. So kind of an identity of the social farming. How they run. These are the products coming from a farm for the weekly uh, consumers that choose the products that come from a small farm in Tuscany. As I told you, it's a kind of was since the beginning a kind of bottom-up approach. Also because, as in other many other countries in Europe, some of these projects were already existing since the 70s. In 2002, when we started to think to the idea, we discovered in Tuscany already existing 60 projects that they didn't know each other. So we mainly did activity of networking, co-creation of knowledge, giving the names, things like social farming. And we accompanied the process also in the political arena, arriving in 2010 to the regional level. Then other regions started to think about the topic. There was a national networking activity arriving to the Italian law in 2015. I already showed you the census, the first census in 2022. And in Tuscany, there was a regional adaptation to the national law in 2023. We are now, tomorrow, we have a discussion in the regional cabina di regia. It's a kind of observatory in which we are going to discuss the procedures for the application of the law. So this is the process. The reflection every time starts from the welfare society, the services that can be offered by valorizing the multifunctionality of agriculture. Of course, a lot of proactivism, the capability to grow collectively the new knowledge that is needed, to mobilize local resources, to share vision and commitment, and then to run a process of transition. Of course, the key elements are in this process of innovation. We can consider, if you look on your right, social farming as a kind of boundary object, because, of course, the reflection brings many actors together, the public care bodies, the farmers, the third sector, and time by time is not an easy process to be facilitated in order to arrive to a common knowledge. So sometimes it takes a lot of time, and especially locally, because according with the Italian situation, the responsibilities for the organization services is at regional level and at local level. So anytime you need to negotiate the new organization that is needed also to mobilize the public resources to support the project, although the scope economy of agriculture. So we are now designing a project according with the rural development plan to try to put in place the procedures in three different areas in Tuscany in order to try to stabilize the innovation that is growing and to make more possible also for newcomers to enter into this arena. But this is the process of transition. So normally we try to work building the public arena in which actors can enter, also unexpected new actors that can mobilize new ideas to build the agenda, to build the pilots, and to reflect on them. So accompanying the process by creating new knowledge, to promote organization, new procedures, new guidelines, and then to share and to make more easier the possibility for newcomers to enter. Of course, in this process, as I told you, there are these three levels: the local level, the regional level, and the national one. This is a multi-stage process, sometimes coping, sometimes conflicting. According with the experience, what is much easier to achieve is to converge at local level. Also because at local level there is no matter of power. When you move at regional level, national level, the matter of power emerge, especially between the association representing farmers and the association representing the third sector. For the third sector, sometimes social farming is considered a kind of neutral therapeutic tool that can be utilized by using the funds for growth. And vice versa, the farmer association thinks that it's a kind of a new way to diversify the economy at local, at farm level, in order to sell new services to the community. In the reality, at local level, the discussion is much more rich. There is the capability quite often to reorganize the system, to share new vision besides the existing routines. But of course, it's not an easy job. So looking forward, also having a watch to the European situation. I talk about prosperity, the possibility to mobilize existing resources. So we know that there are emerging needs both in urban and rural areas, and social farming can support a new idea of prosperity towards process of social innovation in both rural and urban areas to provide new services for many different typologies of people. And you already know they talk too much time talking on different potential users of social. What can be what should we reflect is on the different potential. Of course, some activity need to have more specific competencies in therapeutic competencies, caring activity that need to be more supported by the state intervention. So here, if I want to run animal-assisted intervention, I need the multidisciplinary kit to have the right animals, and this is expensive, of course, and this can only be funded with the state intervention. There can be care and social inclusion in which there can be a mix between the project that can support also with public funded funds from European social funds and so on, this kind of project and activity that can take advantage for the specificities of the environment, the farm, the real farm, the contact with nature, also all things that you have just discussed in this presentation before. Then there is the possibility to generate part of social and job inclusion with equity. The case of Calafata Farm, 100 people that find a place in the society and that are regularly paid for their effort. Uh, Sometime when we look to the different welfare model in Europe, we can find some models that are more focused on pro-therapy, where the state is able to fund, where the professional skills are considered, and so on. But I think that as a network at European level, we should take advantage from taking the best from the different models and trying to find a path that can accompany people. Not all can do all the path, maybe, but we have the experience of people that maybe for 10 years was the case of the photo of the vineyard, a person that for 10 years was under the control of the disabled center in Pontedera under therapeutical treatment, and she found the way of be recognized person in a farm, and nowadays she's working in a farm. So sometimes when we think and look on close uh, islands, bubble, we don't allow the possibility to move from one part to the other. Of course, it's imply the capability to integrate policy more and more than we are able today. But I think that this is an effort that we can try to. So, just arriving to my conclusion, what we are well aware is that there is a difference between a phone and a smartphone. With the phone, we can only call. With the smartphone, we can do many things. I think that we should think about around food in the same way. Food is food, but it can be also smart food with many applications, not only from a nutritional point of view, but also from a social and, for sure, environmental point of view. So we should try to better understand food in this perspective, trying to take advantage of this resource. And in order to do this, we should try to work on welfare in different perspectives, so subsidiarity and a kind of regenerative welfare, in which also the ties inside the communities are regenerated in social capital. The idea of co-production as co-design, but also the possibility in agriculture, not possible to find in other activities, to co-produce at the same time private and public food, environment, and society together. And the idea of economy that is more based on the embeddedness in the local environment, society. So a kind of new values, plural way of producing. So looking forward, different models, although under common challenges in Europe, I think that we should take the opportunity to try to bring the best from the different models that we have in order to try to design a common new model. The role of not networks, I think that the activity that are running today and next days are really relevant from this point of view. Also, to try to advocate better at local, national, and EU level the relevance of the model of social farming, and also to better use the EU policies for research, for social inclusion, and also the rural development plan. This is just to improve opportunities to redesign the value creation in our community and society, and to look to social farming as a way to enlarge the donut. So this is from my side. Thank you again for inviting me to present the point of view of Italy in this important meeting, important conference, and hope it was enough clear my presentation for all. Thank you.
Grazie professore. Le auguriamo una bellissima serata a Pisa. E poi ci sono domande. Gérald? En anglais?
Ciao Francesco, sono Geraldo.
Ciao Geraldo.
I will speak English again. I have two questions. One is about the income level of farmers being social farmers, income. Let's take an example. Example you like a lot, which is Colombini. Colombini farm is a vegetable producer farm. Yes, every day he receive disabled people working in the fields and working with him in the production or in the cleaning of the vegetables, etc. Those disabled people are brought to the farm by social service, public social service. My question is, does the public social service pay Colombini, the farmer, for hosting those disabled people? How does it work?
No, thank you for the question, Gerald. Of course, it depends on the level of effort that the farmer do besides Colombine. Uh, we are now just finished the activity in 7 local partnership in those. The project were founded by the Rural Development Plan. And in many cases, there were also the social health services involved in the projects. The farms, Colombini is a large farm, but there are also small farms that are involved. It works that the social health that still have the responsibility, they select the people according with the project of life of the people selected. They accompany the participants in the farm. The farm organize according with the services, the activities that are more suitable for the people. Uh, they are normally not paid for this kind of activity. The participants can be supported by the public policies according with the typology. If they are in social inclusion, is a small fee that the participants receive as a kind of recognition for the effort done. If they are in job inclusion, they have a higher level of grants. So the farmers doesn't receive today direct payment. Exactly. So why they do this? They are open to cope with the local community. They feel part of the community. It's a kind of voluntary action from this point of view. Of course, it's rather different if I'm organizing co-therapy with the animal-assisted intervention. In this case, of course, I have specific efforts that I need to be recognized from the policies, and in this case, there is a payment from public policies, but it's a totally different case from the Colombian. Or in the case of the Spaventa Pastor, in which I'm providing services for the families, maybe normally a kind of a kindergarten cost about 3 to 500 euros for children for a family, and normally there is a co-payment between the municipality and the family according with the income. So different arrangements according with the typology of effort that is done by the farmers in the social farming situation. I don't know if it is clear.
Yes, it is clear. I have a second question connected to that one. There is a kind of a general characteristic in Italy, which is policy support to social farming, mainly at regional level. In many regions, they adopted laws supporting, recognizing social farming, even at national level. But I understood that there is no public funding to social farming. In your slides, you are writing no extra funds. And we know that there is no, for instance, in Tuscany, we have seen there is no money. Or if there is money, it's very little money to farmers. In France, it's the opposite situation. No recognition of social farming, but high level of public support. It's a paradox.
Yeah, this is true. Both the regional and the national law, they work in terms of recognition and fixing the characteristic that you should have in order to be recognized as a social. Then, as I told, the farm should be real farm. So here there is the scope economy, yeah? Because you don't start a process in agriculture just to make therapy. You have a real process in agriculture that is sustainable as such, and then you valorize the multifunctionality of agriculture, right? Uh, of course, until now, there were projects funded by the Rural Development Plan, time by time, the measure 16.9, that was supporting local projects under a selection. So were about 100,000 euro for 1 year activity in projects that normally were involving from 5, 6 partners, different kind of partners locally driven. But of course, this can support the piloting activity. The discussion now at regional level is we should better mobilize existing resources that are in the pocket of the social services and of the health sector in order to daily support the social farming system at local level. So this is a process, a step ahead that we are trying to face. And we would like, with the procedure, very difficult to make policy integration at regional level. We have tried, also with the Ministry of Agriculture, trying to involve the regional ministry, social affairs, and for health. But here is very difficult to try to break the existing routine. Also, because the technician is very difficult to involve them in a discussion. So we are trying now to work at local level because in Tuscany we have the so-called society health that bring together the communities, the municipalities, and the health services in planning the social health. Trying to ask them to design a kind of local plan for social farming. So using the recognition of the law and establishing procedures and way of planning in which the existing resources can be accommodated specifically for social. But this is something which we are working.
Bene, la ringraziamo ancora. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you, and I hope you will have other 2 days of very interesting activity and discussion.
Thank you. One of your publication is connected to our website, so people can see part of your publications. And I think we still will be looking after publications and documents from your part. Thank you very much.